Hotel brothers and sisters, Black Power. As always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors, my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul, my in-laws, my father, my subscribers, my viewers, my followers, my comrades, my street law soldiers, past and present, as well as those who are fighting for our liberation and salvation of our black nation. As y'all know, one of the devils is dead. And let me just make this clear. If I catch any of you niggas sympathizing, showing condolences and all that bullshit, I'm going on your ass. I'm going straight on your ass. So you bootlickers and you bojangling motherfucking jigaboo ass niggas, be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. I usually don't give fair warnings, but this goddamn devil here, who created was the groundwork for black extermination as a continuation of J. Edgar Hoover, because this bastard here was head of the CIA in the 80s. And he was nothing but an extension of gay Edgar Hoover. This motherfucking George Bush, who was responsible for so much destruction that took place on this fucking, in this goddamn country. Along with this goddamn devil here. May he rest in shit and piss and hell for the murders and the blood that's on this motherfucker's hands. Oliver North, this motherfucking white supremacist motherfucking soldier, who sold those goddamn weapons, to the fucking Contras to get that goddamn cocaine to flood and destroy the black community. These goddamn devils, it's no way, brothers and sisters, that these motherfuckers should be allowed to walk. Why are these motherfuckers breathing? Because every time you see somebody that's struggling with substance abuse, specifically cocaine and crack cocaine, it's a result of these motherfuckers here. Any drug-related deaths in the black community, these goddamn demons, these wicked motherfucking Ice Age savage motherfuckers are responsible. Even this motherfucking bed wench, this buck-tooth whore that was in the White House sucking George Bush's dick, condom sleeves of rice, and the thing about this motherfucking whore is, she bucked on reparations for black people and stated she's not going to go for any reparations that black people need to move the fuck on. But yet, this motherfucking bitch went for the Holocaust, totally financially supports the motherfucking Holocaust. See, these are the type of motherfucking people that look like you that we're dealing with. Colin Powell. I see why his mother named him Colin, because he's full of shit. Lied about weapons of mass destruction. Lied about it. Caused the murder of so many people in the East. This motherfucking quadroon, mulatto motherfucking octoroon motherfucking punk. Who's a piece of shit. These are the culprits. When you talk about American gangsters, these are the motherfucking American gangsters. These are the ruthless motherfuckers that are responsible for mass murders, all in the United States. Caused the hanging of Saddam Hussein. They hung this man. And see, this is what they do. They get you niggas, they get you stupid, gullible ass niggas that don't do any research to believe that these people, are anti-black and all this type of shit, and so we can go against these motherfuckers. So they won't have a conscience after they murder these people. But all these men did was defend their fucking countries from the ruthless, imperialist country here, United States of America. And they didn't even have weapons of mass destruction over in the East. But you didn't say that about Israel. Them white so-called motherfucking blood-sucking goddamn Jews got weapons of mass destruction all over Israel. And then they got you niggas scared to speak on anything and say anything about the white so-called imposter fucking Jew. They got the real Jew scared to say something about the fake goddamn Jew. Bin Laden. How in the fuck could Bin Laden have been responsible for knocking down the fucking Twin Towers when the motherfucking Zionist Jews couldn't clean up the paperwork for $3 trillion motherfucking dollars that was missing? And so you take a motherfucker out that you ate lunch with that was here in Washington, D.C., that owned businesses, that sat in right-wing think tanks, and y'all broke bread together. Y'all had businesses together here in Washington, D.C., and he gave you a nice share of oil. But you had someone, you had to depend and be a traitor like the white man is. He's a goddamn traitor. He's a savage. He's a non-conscious motherfucker. And so you turned on him and turned the world against him. Had niggas walking around with Bin Laden shirts on. Manuel Noriega. You give him 40 years for drug trafficking, but the biggest drug trafficker was the George Bush. You goddamn crackers, you contradict yourselves so much, not thinking time will catch up with you motherfuckers. The same thing with Gaddafi. When you painted this, you got some of the motherfucking fags over in Libya that was mad at Gaddafi because Gaddafi wouldn't allow them to walk around switching, selling ass. He was against that faggot shit. But the real reason was because he was trying to create the United States of Africa, and he was in the process of creating his own money, his own bills, and was about to open the door for all black people in this country to come to Libya, to rebuild, reestablish ourselves. That's the reason you killed him. Because see, America needs her slaves. And so this motherfucker here, this bitch, when he was running the CIA, and let me tell you something. Any of you niggas, if I catch any of you niggas at his funeral, any of you motherfuckers, Any of you niggas that say anything positive about this motherfucker, I'm coming on. I'm gonna tear you a new ass. I'm telling you this now, giving you a fair warning. Sharpton, Jackson, all you motherfuckers, Obama, all you motherfuckers that would sit up here and lie and say this motherfucker was a good goddamn man. You sit up here and lie and say this devil was a good goddamn man. You got something coming. Because this motherfucker here who was responsible, once again, for the Iran-Contra, trading weapons for motherfucking dope. And then taking the dope and flooding the dope for the arms and flooding the motherfucking black community with that fucking crack cocaine. You motherfuckers wasn't, you're nothing but gangsters. The real American gangsters. And this is what you did to the black community. George Bush, Ollie North, Colin Powell, condom sleeves of rice, and the rest of you motherfucking bootlicking ass niggas and you white supremacist motherfuckers and you Zionist goddamn Jews. This is what you punish. This was the new slave. This was the new slavery for black America. You know, Oscar Blandon, who's a goddamn CIA informant, who chose Rick Ross and made him a kingpin and used him to push this motherfucking shit. Flood South Central and then flooded every black community in this goddamn country. And what happened to Rick? What happened to Rick Ross? He does over 20 years in jail. Oscar Blandon goes home. And when this cracker, Gary Webb, who's a reporter for the San Jose Mercury News, when he put out the story about how the CIA put crack cocaine in the black communities to destroy and take the revolutionary spirit out of the black people in the black community, he was found shot in the head, claiming to be suicide. But he shot himself in the head twice. Come on. See, white supremacy even affects some white people. And so you had people all over the country, you know, that were being made kingpins. You know, in Washington, D.C., Rayful Edmonds. Now, let me tell you something about a drug kingpin. They work for the motherfucking police. They work for the task force, the FBI and CIA. Some knowing, some don't know. But they all know that they're working for some type of law enforcement agency. Because how do you think the drugs get in the black community? It comes in this country through DEA frogmen. Then it is distributed all in the inner cities of the United States. The mayor hands it down to the councilman. The councilman hands it down to the task force, the drug task force. The drug task force pick who will be kingpins and who will be in charge of pushing this shit. And so these niggas that they use are working for the police as well. In exchange, they let them buy toys, let them go on trips, shopping sprees, and all this bullshit. And then when your time is up, two things happen. You either get from now on in jail or you're murdered. Because they don't leave any room for you to testify against them. Same with Harry O. They allowed him to create Death Row Records. And then when Suge Knight blew up, they took the air out of Death Row Records by killing the heads. And speaking of heads, this is what had became of the majority of our brothers and sisters in the late 80s and 90s. Crackheads. And I don't say that jokingly one fucking bit. It has devastated the black community to no fucking end. You're talking about hell on earth. You're talking about a living hell. Being in the world of crack addiction. Where you see mothers selling their children. Mothers prostituting themselves, selling ass and pussy to little children. To these teenage boys. You even see men selling ass and going down on other men for a fucking hit. Look at this shit. Fucking 12-year-old boy strung the fuck out. Holding the lighter for his mother. This is hell. This is pure fucking hell. And no one can tell me anything different. And you mean to tell me that a motherfucker that will watch this and plan for this shit to happen ain't a goddamn devil? And then you all wonder why, who's that nigga cussing and all that shit. Fuck you. If this shit don't affect you emotionally to watch this type of shit, then you're nothing but a fucking wimp, punk motherfucker, male or female. Even the men were selling ass. The spread of AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes ran rampant in the black community. For the filth that it creates in the mind of our people. Where our people weren't even bathing for 3 or 4 days, thinking they would miss a fucking hit. Devastated. Devastated the entire black community. When a man, a lot of these brothers had to watch, they had to sit back and watch, their girlfriends and their wives, sell their bodies to provide a hit and a high for the both of them. I mean, it annihilated the black man. Selling everything, all their belongings, evictions daily, hundreds of evictions. People smoking up the rent money, smoking the electric bill money up. It wasn't nothing in the hood to see 20 and 30 people using candles and car batteries and headlights in the home for electricity. devastation, pure devastating. And so what did they do? For the crackers, they separated the laws. Crack cocaine was the black man's drug because it was cheaper. And the high was more intense and lasted longer. And crackers were doing cocaine, the wealthy. And so what they did was make different laws. You get caught with crack cocaine, you get 10 times as much time as you would for powder cocaine. So they kept the motherfucking crackers on the street and began to lock the black man up in massive amounts. Locking black men up by the hundreds, the thousands, the 10,000s. Destroying the black home. Using one of our own people. And he doesn't get a clear pass either. Because at some point he knew of the devastation his behavior brought. Although he was forced to sell that crack cocaine, or that would have been his life. I would rather see him be a martyr and save the lives of millions than for him to just think about himself and destroy the black community all across the country and devastate it like it did. So one motherfucker can be rich. And now you got motherfuckers like this big sloppy, bloated, gelatin, ex-motherfucking coon, correctional officer, fat piece of shit, who uses the name Rick Ross like it's so goddamn cool. And is a negative, major negative influence in the black community today. This fat motherfucker who wouldn't have been able to survive the streets in the 80s or 90s. And we haven't had no rest since. All of these goddamn devils, all of them are devils. Every last one of these motherfuckers has played a major role into the destruction and the annihilation of the black community. Every last one of these motherfuckers. And so don't you pick out no motherfucking Obama. Because he only carried the torch of George Bush. And don't forget, all these motherfuckers are related. I'm talking about bloodline wise. Because George Bush and Barack Obama are 8th cousins. And don't forget, Barack Obama has a white mother, a white cave bitch for a mother. Let's not get it twisted on that black president bullshit. And I keep telling y'all that. That shit is played out. Because he's just as white as these motherfucking devils. And he showed you all that. Look where we're at today. As a result of George Bush, look where our babies are at today. Who are their role models? When our role models in the black community went from Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, to fucking Jay-Z and the fucking Weeknd and French Montana and 50 Cent. This is how far low we have failed. This is how far we have failed from motherfucking grace. So don't tell me nothing about, cursing and all that bullshit. Because if your ears are too tender for what the fuck I'm saying, you damn sure ain't a revolutionary. You damn sure not conscious. You damn sure don't want change. You damn sure are scared of this motherfucking cracker. And you damn sure will jump on a FEMA truck and sing your way back to motherfucking slavery. And this is where we're heading. This is where we're heading. This is the shit George Bush created. Before you motherfuckers, begin to try to find something good about this motherfucker. You better stay clear. Steve Harvey, all you motherfucking niggas who gonna try to impress that goddamn cracker by pretending like you had love for this motherfucker instead of for once in your life stand up and show that you got some type of motherfucking testicular fortitude, bitch. And speak on who he really was and what he really done. Because this is where we at today. This is where we at. See, a lot of y'all ain't got to deal with this shit. Because a lot of you have sucked on the white man's dick. And a lot of you motherfuckers don't have to deal with the realities of black genocide. Because you live in the suburbs. You don't have to go through this shit no more. You don't have to watch despair 24 motherfucking 7. You don't have to see your own people struggling to get a fucking bite to eat every day. You don't have to watch and hear about and listen to, our babies being sexually abused. The police murdering our babies like it's open season on the black man and black youth. Because a lot of you think you'll cut above. A lot of you think this will not happen to you and your family. But what happens when it does? What the fuck will you do? Because walking up and down the street singing, by and by, kumbaya, Black Lives Matter, no justice, no peace. That's not going to change a motherfucking thing. Nothing. Until you niggas get up off your motherfucking asses, your lazy, trifling, selfish asses, and start putting in some motherfucking work. Help get these babies off the street. Start feeding our brothers and sisters, clothing them, giving them some fucking hope. Besides waiting on the goddamn devil to do something for our people. Because it's going to get worse and worse. You think it's going to get better, but it's going to get worse. Mass incarceration is still climbing. Our babies are going in younger and fucking younger. How many of you that are watching this video have some friend, relative, significant other, spouse, parent, child, nephew, niece that's in line like that today? In some prison or jail or some penitentiary somewhere in the United States. Raise your hand. Put them all the way up. All the way up. There you go. It's time to get busy. It's time to start putting in work. Because things ain't gonna get no better. We will never get a break from the devil. I don't know what it's going to take for you motherfucking niggas to understand what the fuck time it is. Stockpiling, saving your water, your ammunition, non-perishable items, flashlights, emergency exit drills. Be prepared. Because 2019, they're still gonna be coming in churches, shooting our elderlies down like goddamn dogs. Police are still gonna be pulling us over, blowing our goddamn brains out and walking. Nothing's gonna change. Just because they may indict one or two motherfucking devils, that doesn't change shit. It doesn't change shit. We got to get with the eye for eye. An eye for a motherfucking eye. It's time to stop playing, brothers and sisters. You know. And I'm telling you all, you know, a lot of you watch these videos, but are you helping? You know, are you calling? Are you making a donation? Are you contributing, pitching in to help buy some gloves and hats, some hot soup for our hungry brothers and sisters? Are you coming up with ideas where we can caravan all across the country? Because that's what the street law soldiers, that's what we want to do. We want to go from city to city, hood to hood, waking our people up, feeding them and waking them up. They'll listen when their stomachs are full. They'll listen when they got a coat on. They'll listen when they got a hat and shoes on. They'll begin to listen when they get into drug treatment. They'll begin to listen when they start getting housing. They'll begin to listen when they start being employed. We have the power to do this, brothers and sisters. And see, right now, a lot of you niggas are thinking about celebrating this goddamn devil, this white Christmas bullshit. Once again. And for those who have children, I always use the 3-year plan. You got infants. After 3 years,